Welcome on back. We're with Petrus, and we're going to find the origins of Sardèt here. So I've got Petrus and Vasco because we're dealing with the knots. So we'll see if the Admiral will be friendly or if we need to do something more.
Sardèt, what can I do for you?
I have come to talk to you about a personal matter.
After what I revealed to you, I was sure you would come back to find me. What would you like to know?
You told me that I was born on one of your ships, of an islander captured on the island.
We'd like to know about this woman's origins.
I'm afraid I can't help you. I did not take part in those expeditions, and our old archives are far from here.
Is there no one on Tier-Fredy who can help us? Please.
Very well. I do know an old captain who could perhaps help you out.
Where can he be found?
His ship is moored in the port of Hikmet, if I'm not mistaken. His name is Captain Lissandro.
Thank you for your help, Admiral.
Sardèt,
Yes, Admiral?
don't get too caught up in the past. That one in particular. Nothing good will come of it.
Whether or not we choose to get caught up in it, Admiral, the past always catches up with us. Sadly, I'm paying the price of this.
Well, on we go.
Thank the enlightened that a captain who took part in these expeditions is right here on the island.
It is indeed a stroke of luck. I hope he remembers my mother.
Do not worry. If his memory fails him, he may have kept his diary from that time.
Wow. Vasco must have some really nice magical powers. Look at that. He's floating in midair. Kurt has white eyes, so we know he's possessed over there. That's why he's so good with that mace. Siora's just trying to figure out what the heck those two are doing. And well, Alfred's just hoping one of these days she'll be able to go out of the house more. I just don't understand why they put them all in the one house. I'm kind of surprised that, you could compose your team in the field or if you're traveling. But I'm surprised that the companions don't have their own, like, housing down through here. Because you can see my residence is rather big. If you're going to make it that big, it would have been nice if they'd give you a really good Leggett house if you had companions, and you're like, alright, you got different rooms that they're in. But, it's still a good game. There's just minor things that are putting it down to a 9. But, like I said, those are minor. And honestly, from what I've played with Hogwarts Legacy, even though this came out in 2019 or 2018, I can't remember which one. I remember I bought it when it came out. It's on par with Hogwarts Legacy. As for gameplay, graphics, so it's not a bad game at all. It's just not as fast paced or as many different options you can choose. So, they kind of, in the simplicity of the game, made it memorable once you play it.
Hello there. My name is de Sardèt. I'm the legate of the merchant congregation.
I am Captain Lissandro. Pleased to meet you. I don't believe I've had the pleasure before. Yet your face seems familiar. How odd. Well, what can I do for you?
Yes. There we
Did
go.
you know the island before all the colonists arrived?
Yes. Now that's going back a bit. And it isn't a topic for somebody who isn't one of our own.
So tell me what it was like when the Alliance first began to settle here.
It was still wild, dangerous, and very beautiful. But all that has changed now.
What do you mean, not one of our own? Don't you see the tattoos on my chin, buddy boy? I've got my knot tats. I'm a knot, bastard.
Did you see the city being built?
Almost before my very eyes. I saw it grow as fast as you're breathing right now. But it was barely more than a port and a couple of huts surrounded by forest in the beginning. Then the trees began to come down, and the houses began to sprout up. It happened at a crazy pace, but I'm not sure that many good things came of all that change.
Do you know this port well?
Oh, I know it all right. I've been mooring my ship here for over 15 years. It's a safe harbor, well protected from the winds and away from the reefs.
And before that?
Before? I don't really know what you mean. Before, there was nothing but the coast itself, I imagine.
Admiral Cabral advised me to speak to you about a matter of some concern to me.
The Admiral? Coming from a legate, I should have expected that. So?
You are the only one on this island that can help me.
Really? Oh, I think I understand. That's why your face looked familiar. The congregation is good at keeping its secrets, isn't it? This story is not a new one.
25 years. 25 years since the Nauts brought a woman who was captured on this island to Serene.
I remember, and yet it wasn't the first time. But on that occasion, a child was born.
So you can understand why we'd like to learn where this captive came from.
Yes, yes. I have seen more than a few Nauts looking for their parents. But what have you got to do with all this?
I met that woman in Serene. I got to know her well.
Listen, it's not that I don't want to help you, but my memory is no longer what it was. I wasn't the captain at the time. I wasn't the one who decided where we moored the ship. So I don't see how I can help you find out where this woman came from.
From one captain to another, if you would allow me.
Captain Vasco? I'm listening.
You said it yourself. A child was born at that particular time. A seaborn. And we always help one of our own.
Very well. I need to look in my old logbooks. I'm sure I'll find something. Wait for me here. I'll be an hour at the most. Here it is. I found my old logbook. There's a passage in it that would probably interest you. Your mother came from a village on the plains in the southeast of the island. I'm talking about a place where the bones of the whale are visible from the coast. I believe the natives call it Vignamri.
Thank you for this information, Captain.
It's nothing. I'm getting sentimental in my old age. Good luck to you.
So here you are on the verge of discovering your mother's village, of finding your own people. How do you feel?
I don't really know. I'm a little lost, I suppose. All of this is so new to me.
I understand. Mrs. de Sardèt was loving. She raised you with tenderness. And today you learn she is not your real mother. I'm sorry.
Yes and no. Mr. Sardèt was a stepmom or a foster mother in this case, and she did do her best to raise him, knowing the Sardèt's past. And in her end, she did know what her adopted son would need to know about both of his peoples. Many of us, or who have been parents or helped raise children, know that sometimes you gotta wait for the right time to tell them. And hopefully they accept what you have to say at that time. Alright, now it's time to switch. If you hear me grunting, my my back is really bothering me today. And I think I'm going to have to visit Taleme and do a, most definitely do a mushroom hunt. So my guy could use them. Hope I'm going the right way. No, I'm not. I'm going the complete opposite. Of course I would. Kind of surprised up here at this ridge that there wasn't bandits or something else. Man, there's a lot of those little birds around here. Okay. Here we are. Wow. Now that is a big stew pot. Now, I like to do reenacting, and I've been asked to come back to Mississinawa 1812 and run cannons, or guns is what they're referred to. Guns are your artillery piece, muskets are your muskets, and at that time they had what was called Ferguson rifles. So yes, they were 3 grooved rifles, I believe, that still used um, patch and ball. If you want to know about that, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of presenters with antique firearms that could tell you the difference between patch and ball and cap and ball. But anyway, these are flintlocks, like what they use in this game. So, yeah, it was humbling to have members of the board ask me to come back and be a gun commander or a cannon commander again. So hopefully I can put some of those videos on the channel, because it'll be my gun, my crew, and I'll be able to post those because of the contracts that I have signed with Mississinawa 1812, so that they can record my presence and they have my permission to do so. So it'll be one of those. I'll probably introduce each one of them and ask if they don't mind if they're being recorded for the channel, which I'm pretty sure they'll give me my consent. And hopefully you guys will enjoy something like that, so you can see a little bit other interests that you can have as you're older, so you don't have to just say, oh, I'm going to lock into this one thing. Well, no, you're not trying to make this a second career. You're doing a hobby, and it's a good balance to have a career like mine is running CNC equipment, and then 3 hobbies that you enjoy doing. Obviously, one of them for me is playing video games. Another one is fishing. I like working out and doing boxing / martial arts. I've done that since I was a kid. And then reenacting is just seasonal. So I only do that once a year now. So, yeah, that one's kind of, yeah, I'll just come and play with the guys that I know and that are on the board, and they're all around my mom's age, so they're going to start passing away, unfortunately. It happens. None of us get younger. So, when they start passing on and men and women of my age start taking over, unless I've got some really good connections or friends, I think they will be stored permanently. So here we go, on with this.
Bertitumad, I am Ulan, chief of the village of Vignamri. You have a peculiar face, and it looks familiar. I didn't know that people from the continent could bear the mark of the Onol Manawi. To what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
What do you think of people from the continent?
Many of our people would love for all the Renaigse to leave, but I would not. It is thanks to them that I was able to breathe new life into Vignamri. They have a lot to teach us. The Loyans have powerful weapons and very effective potions. The Lugaid Blau, your people, offer us very beautiful things in exchange for our pieces of art.
Lugaid Blau. Is this what you call the congregation?
It means yellow eyes, because there seem to be round yellow eyes on your flags.
They're coins. And what does Thélème offer you?
The men of the sun seldom come here, but their magic is powerful, and so different from ours. I wish my brothers would understand how much we would benefit from an alliance with you, from making peace. Anything else?
What can you tell me about your village?
Vignamri means the king's bones. It is a very ancient village. It used to be one of the largest on this island, before the people of the sea tried to take Tir Fredi from us. Some battles took place very close to here. Legend has it that this is the place where the first Guardian fell, and that this is the reason why our village was given its name. After the battles came the abductions and the ransacking. People used to disappear frequently. We were taught to be cursed. But I changed all of that, and I gave our clan its prosperity back. Anything else?
Tell me about your clan.
We are called the Seaside Nemeas, the Bone Blowers, because it is in our tradition to sculpt Moramil bones. These creatures are the great kings of the sea. The whole island knows of our artisans. We trade with other clans a lot. And we also trade with the Renaigse, of course. Anything else?
I recently found out that my mother came from your village.
Your mother was from Vignamri? Now I understand why your face seems so familiar to me.
Indeed. She was captured before my birth and sent to the continent.
She was called Arelwyn. Did you know her?
Of course. Everyone here remembers her kidnapping.
Could you tell me more about that?
I was not the head of the clan back then. It was a very long time ago, but I remember the village Denegad, kidnapped by the people of the sea. All our warriors set off to her rescue, but it was all in vain. Most of them died, including the one she loved. It was a dark day, in which our village lost its knowledge and strength in one blow.
So my father died too. Do you know if any members of my family are still alive?
Yes, Slan, your mother's sister. She then became our Donegad. She was never able to match her sister's talent. Too much knowledge had been lost. Relwyn was a renowned healer across all of Tir Fradi. Taking her place was not an easy task.
It's not surprising that she was of interest to the congregation. They probably hoped she could help them find a cure for the Malachor. But all alone, far from the island. She was just a young, frightened woman who had lost all her powers.
Do you know where I can find my aunt?
You could try her house, but she's rarely there. She is an elderly woman now, and very much enjoys her own company. She doesn't speak much to me. But others here can probably tell you where to find her.
Thank you, Ulan.
Anything else?
Nothing. I must go.
All right.
What do you think of the chief of your village?
He seems quite friendly compared to the others we've run into.
A bit too friendly, if you ask me. A little too concerned with pleasing the settlers.
And you think that's a bad thing?
He reminds me of myself when I was younger. And that's not a compliment. My fear is that he serves his own ambition. And this is often done at the expense of others.
Ah. Everything becomes ore.
There's no one here. Let's go and ask the inhabitants of the village if they know where to find her.
The islanders protect their Donegada. I don't know if they'll speak to some Renaigse.
Don't forget, you are one of them after all.
Surprised Sierra hasn't had anything to say.
Hello.
Renaigse. Do you need help, Renaigse?
Actually, yes. I'm looking for the village Donegad.
Oh. And what do you want from her?
Ulan told me that she could help me to find someone.
Ulan must have wanted to play a dirty trick on you. There's no love lost between Ulan and the Donegad. She says that he loves the people from your island too much. But Ulan saved our village. Anyway, if you want to find her, try heading towards the western plains. I am not sure if she is there right now, but she likes going for walks there.
I'm extremely grateful.
Okay. Yep. Quite a few bugs in it. And here we go.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
I was getting ready to say, interesting. Got pinned there pretty good. Ooh yeah. We got 2 skill points now. Oh, what's this? It's like a bigger jump. Wow. Okay. One more of them.
In this battle. May the shadow engulf our enemies. May the shadow engulf our enemies.
Save a little bit of ammo there while we're walking around. Okay.
There's a woman over there, surrounded by animals. It looks like she may be in danger.
Let's go and help. It's got to be her.
May the enlightened protect me in this battle.
Yeah, there we go. So I don't want to concentrate on her after like 2 shots. Yeah, I know you don't want to mess with her now.
How do you feel, madam?
Well, thank you for stepping in. I don't understand what has happened. Usually these animals accept me. Something must have frightened them.
We are glad we arrived at the right time. We would have been very upset if something had happened to you.
Excuse me, but are you Slan, the Denegad of Vignamri?
Yes, that's me. Were you looking for me?
Yes, we were. If you would allow us, we'd like to accompany you and tell our story along the way.
Very well. I will walk by your side.
This is the story we have pieced together.
I just can't believe it. Yet, if I think about it, your face reminds me of hers.
My mother, or rather, the woman who raised me, gave me this necklace.
A Relwyn gave it to me, to give to her child, and I passed it on to Mrs. de Sardèt.
It looks familiar. Your father had given it to your mother when they bound. It's good that you are wearing it today. My poor beloved Relwyn, who died far away from us all, and divorced Tirce. I still miss her so much.
She wanted me to help her die. But I was unable to do such a thing. Someone would have figured it out. I would have been sent back to Ptolemy, and I would have lost everything. So I watched her suffer. And one day she died.
Petrus, I cannot hold it against you for letting her live.
No, you don't understand. I loved her. I loved her, and I didn't even have the strength to end her suffering. She's the only woman I've ever loved.
I never would have guessed.
Everyone loved Relwyn. She was marvelous. You cannot blame yourself, man of the light. What's more, you brought me her child. For that alone, she would forgive you if she were among us. All is well now. The child of Tia Fradi has returned home, and with him, the spirit of his mother. You are home, my Magam. Welcome.
Petrus, I wanted to thank you.
Thank me? Despite everything you know about me?
You may have been a bit cowardly in the past, to the point of letting the woman you loved suffer. You were manipulative, and you lied to everyone, including yourself. But thanks to what you've told me, I've been able to find my family and my origins. And for that, I thank you.
My child. What you're saying touches me more than you can imagine. At least I've done something good, for once in my deceitful life. For you, and for her. I hope the Enlightened will remember this when I stand before him.
He better. All I need is my pistol by my side, some magic bombs, and we can do some good negotiating. Well, that's all the more I get to talk to you about? Well, that sucks. Oh well. Okay. Well, I think that wraps up all of the side quests except for these. And then we've got our other ones. But before that, let's go back to our little camp and recompose some people. And we're going to go talk to Hickman. See if there's anything that they need from us. And hopefully eventually we'll be able to go ahead and do some really good exploring here. Because we got the old mines we need to go through some more. We've got the ruin camp we've been in. See, we've still got another place here. So we've got a good amount of exploring to do. But for this one, we'll go ahead and wrap here. Thank you all for watching. I do appreciate your views. I do appreciate you enjoying the games that I enjoy. I know I'm an oddball when it comes to it, but it is what it is. Thank you guys for watching. See you all in the next video.